ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ńlá. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ká ṣe bí ẹni kú, káwọ́ ẹni tí ó ṣe dàrò ẹni. Ṣàṣà ènìyàn nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lẹ́yìn, tẹrú tọmọ nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lójú ẹni. Ọmọ aráyé abániwọ̀nrọ̀ pa orí dání wọn. Ayé ò fẹ́ ní ìfọ̀rọ̀, orí ẹni ní pé kó yẹ ni. You gotta be strong cause the world is a battlefield. Òjò láyé ó gbé ní lọ, bá ò bá mọ̀ wẹ̀. Má ṣe làlà òtọ́ láì bá dé. Tread softly, dákun ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ilé ayé ogun ni ó gbọ̀gbọ́n. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ńlá. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ṣé rántí a ò mẹ́rin ìjọba ẹ̀wẹ̀kú ẹ̀wẹ̀lẹ̀. Àwọn lọ́tẹ̀ ni wọ́n dìde wọn lájànà kó lè rínú gbọ́gbé. Àṣenìtàn bá ní ìdàrú ṣálọ̀ máa ráyé. Àwọ̀ fẹ́lẹ́ bòónù tó jẹ́ àríkùn wá ṣe bí. You gotta be wise to survive and keep your sanity. Ọjà ọ̀dájú ní ilé ayé, o ní láti mọ̀ ọ́n rà. Àyàgbé ọ̀gẹ̀gẹ̀ tó bá ti lọ́wọ́, ọ̀yàn ń lọ wà lọ́jọ́ ogún dé. Ọwọ́ epo láyé ńlá, wọ́n kì í lá jẹ̀jẹ̀. Ara lámọ̀ á ò mọ́nú, ẹni ayé yẹ kó rọra ṣe. Ṣọ́ra, ṣọ́ra. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ńlá. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sìn ọ̀rọ̀ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ńlá. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi ṣòwò tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, àgbà tó ti fi tó ọ̀la yòókù lọ́gbọ́n. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ikú pàlà mi, ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn lọ́lọ́gbà ògiri. Àgbẹ̀lẹ̀ tó wọ́n ti fi gbogbo bàjọ́ra ìmọ́lẹ̀. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀.
Yeah, so good evening, my people. It's a pleasure to welcome you to another special edition of the Jabajanti Show. Thank you for joining me this evening. I remain your regular host, Aki. Please, I want you to help me share the show as you connect. Help me share the show on your platforms. Help me send out the link to people that you feel might benefit from what we want to discuss tonight. You have seen the topic, and I mean, you agree with me that this is something that every one of us is going through. So this is a discussion that should go viral. This is a kind of show that we should have, as much as much people as we can to connect. You might pick one thing that will be useful to you from what we will discuss tonight. I greet my people on Facebook, especially those that keep the comment section hot and lively. Mokinyo. I greet those on YouTube. They're like the posh ones. And then the Twitter people, they're the intellectuals. And then we have the silent listeners who are across this platform but would never indicate that um, they're connected. And lastly, we have a new group now known as the invisible listeners. Oga, àwọn yẹn ló ń lọ kiri bí spirit. And also, I greet those who would like to join the live broadcast, but probably they're at work or busy with something else. So what they do is to catch up with the recorded version of it. So I greet you all as well whenever you will be listening to this show. Thank you very much once again for joining me. Let me quickly check the list I have here and see those who are available, and I can give special shout out to them. So the listener on the high table tonight is none other person but Ẹ̀bùn Olúwa. Drum roll. Yáyáyá èèyàn ó ṣàgbà báàgì wọn gbẹrù wọn. Àwọn máa ń di ẹrù gan o. So ẹ bá wọn gbé lọ sórí high table. It's a pleasure to have you on the high table this evening. Gbogbo nǹkan tẹ́ bá fẹ́ ẹ máa béèrè. Ẹ bọ́ra o, wọ́n ń ṣe massage o. Wọ́n ń ṣe pedicure, wọ́n ń ṣe manicure o. Ìgbín alátáwà o. Àti gbogbo nǹkan tẹ́ bá fẹ́. It's your time tonight to be treated as a VIP. And that is for you being the first person to connect tonight. So you are back in your rightful position. And to Bambedu Atiri Molale, my fluffy sister from America. We haven't seen her tonight, and I'm on Katon Shele. Ẹ̀gbọ́n, mo kí yín o. Ẹni pẹ́bùn ti padà nísìnyí, ó tún kù ẹ̀yin o. Kẹ́ tún gba àyè yín padà o. But ẹ try. Ẹ ṣì ṣe second. Great you. It's a pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you for connecting as usual. Ta ló tún wà ń bẹ̀? Èrèlú mo kí yín o. Mo ti miss yín bàjẹ́. It's good to have you back on the show and have you live and have you connecting. Yes, mo mọ̀ ìdí tí ó fi ṣáfẹ́rẹ́ díẹ̀, but I still miss you anyway. But it's good to have you back on the show. Thank you for joining. Engineer Elijah, I greet you, sir. How you doing? Èmi kọ́ lẹ máa sọ long time sí mi. Èmi máa sọ long time sí yín. It's you that have not been connecting. It's you that have not, been showing up. So èmi ni kí n sọ longest time. But good to have you back on the show. God bless you. I hope so, Erelu. Ọjọ́ kan wá ṣàjáhùn. But wọ́n máa ń jáhùn ní tí n bá rí wọn ní outside. When I see them in the outside, wọ́n máa ń jáhùn. So, but hopefully, wọ́n máa ní courage níjọ́ kan láti show ara wọn. Yes, thank you very much for everyone on the show. Right, let's get straight into what we have for tonight without wasting your time. As you all know, I try to keep the show now within an hour, and tí n bá gbàgbéra, maybe an hour and a half, but mi ò fẹ́ kó jù bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn lọ mọ́. So we hit the ground running straight away. Right. What do we have to discuss tonight? The title of our discussion is stress. I don't think this needs a definition. Everybody is stressed. So tó bá ń sọ wípé àrùn tó ń ṣàbọ̀yàdé gbogbo ọlọ́yà ló ń ṣe, then it is this sort of topic. And it's a topic that I feel I can talk about to a large extent, because yes, I dealt with it, right? But I'll be talking about it not from a professional perspective. I'm not speaking as a doctor or a psychiatrist or a counselor. I'm just speaking from the perspective of a regular human being who has passed through stress and who has learned how to manage stress, who knows how to identify when it is knocking on the door and how to maybe bring it under control. Tó bá dẹ̀ fẹ́ yíwọ́ díẹ̀ náà, you know how to quickly arrest the situation. And what I just want to share with you tonight is what I know about this discussion. Everything I will say is not all that can be said about the topic. And that's why the comment section is open and available for every one of you to please contribute. I can learn from you as well. You can ask me questions. And let's make it lively. Let's rub minds. Let's share what we know, and let's help ourselves. The ultimate aim is, by the time we finish this session, we will be better informed. We will have something to take away with us to use to better our lives. That is the point of this show. Right, so let's get straight into the discussion. What is stress? I know the feeling, but how to define it? Back and back. But all I can say is stress is it's the way we feel when we are faced with situations that we think we have no control over. So mo ti dá padà sí yín nígbà bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. ẹ̀yin lẹ mọ̀ bó ṣe máa ń ṣe yín. But that feeling you have when you are under pressure, that feeling you have when you're going through uncertainty, that feeling you have, when something it's not going your way, that feeling you have when it looks like you are about to lose something, precious to you, something important to you. That feeling you have when it seems like you're not going to get that thing that you so much desire. That is what I can describe as stress. And there are signs. So maybe the signs and symptoms now will add more flesh to the definition. So when we are stressed, when we are facing any of these situations that I've, mentioned, there are certain things that, happen to us physically, mentally, that even people whom we haven't shared what we're going through can see and feel, this person is stressed, something is going on with this person. So some of those symptoms or some of those signs are you feel so you feel so irritable. You're always angry, you're short fused. Every little thing gets you angry, you snap easily. Wọ́n kí ẹ wà á ní wọ́n kí ẹ jù kí ni dẹ́yìn kílẹ̀ fún mi kílẹ̀ kí mi fún gan mi nídìí kíkí yín. Ìyá máa bá yẹn pé kí ni tó ṣẹlẹ̀. It's a sign of stress. When you're stressed, you lose focus. You're not mentally sharp. You can't concentrate. You make silly mistakes. Wàá fi nǹkan síbi kan ò ní rántí ibi tó fi sí mọ́. Wàá fẹ́ ṣe nǹkan wàá ti gbàgbé. You become clumsy. Wàá kàn máa ṣe bala blue. Wàá máa ṣe bùlábà. When you are stressed. When you are stressed, everything around you, speaks of pain, speaks of sadness. There's no joy around you. You can't enjoy yourself. You are disinterested in, in everything. You don't smile. They force you to laugh. Bó lọ síbi tó ti ń ṣe fàájì gan, wà kàn kárajọ síbẹ̀. Àwọn máa sọ fún ẹ túraká. But you can't just flow. You become uninterested in life. Nothing just trips you. Wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ ò ní rẹ́rìn-ín. When you are stressed, you would have difficulty sleeping. Wàá lie down síbẹ̀ wàá máa ka sílẹ̀ ni. Aago mẹ́jọ á lù, mẹ́sàn-án á lù, mẹ́wàá á lù, mọ́kànlá á lù, mẹ́ta á lù, mẹ́rin á lù, àkùkọ á kọ pélẹ̀ ti mọ́. You just be there, tossing on the bed. Tó bá wá jí tó fẹ́ jáde for the day, ojú á ojú á pọ́n bí ẹni tó fi gbogbo òru tó fi mugbó. Ojú á pọ́n. You have bags underneath your eyes. Á dàbí pé wọ́n gbá ẹ lẹ́sẹ̀ ńbẹ̀, gbogbo ẹ̀ máa lé tìpọ̀ntìpọ̀n. And àwọn tó bá rí ẹ wọ́n á mọ̀ pé ẹni yìí go through nǹkan kan. And when some people are, really, really stressed, they stop, taking care of themselves. Ẹ máa rí irun orí obìnrin míì, kò ní ya wíìgì tó gbé sórí gan dàbí ìtàn gbà lẹ́nu ajá. Á kàn ṣáà fà sórí bẹ́ẹ̀. You see some men who are stressed. Wọn ò ní dé zip ṣòkòtò wọn gan. Wọ́n máa lọ jàbàjàbà ni ẹ máa rí wọn báyìí pé nǹkan bẹ́gbọ́n yìí. Nǹkan bẹ́gbọ́n yìí. You can see it physically on them. They look sharpy. And you are stressed. You would have loss of appetite. O ò ní jẹun, wọ́n bóúnjẹ sílẹ̀ ẹnu ẹ ò ní ràn, kò ní wù ẹ́ jẹ. Ó bá jẹ́ gan kò ní ṣiṣẹ́ lára ẹ̀. So eventually it will lead to weight loss. Wàá ṣáà máa rù ni torí ìrònú. So gbogbo ìgbà ni wàá máa mí kanlẹ̀. Bó dẹ̀ ṣe ń ṣe yẹn, pint ẹ̀jẹ̀ kan ló ń sọnù yẹn. O ò dẹ̀ jẹun. So before you know it, within a short time, wàá rù. Now, kẹ́rẹ́kẹ́rẹ́ ó máa affect health ẹ. Wàá sick. Wàá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí máa sick. Ara máa ro ẹ́ for no reason. Because what happen is, ètò gbé sọ́kàn yẹn bí pé ó ru ẹrù ni. And then it's sending pain across your body. Imaginary ẹrù lóru tó wúwo, ọkàn ẹ wúwo. Ọkàn ẹ ṣe wúwo yẹn, á wá máa fi agídí máa ṣiṣẹ́. So when this is prolonged, it will result in you having, high blood pressure. It will result in you having all kind of health challenges tí àwọn èèyàn lè ní. And that's why I say oftentimes that we don't fall sick, we do sickness. We do sickness by how we live, what we eat, and how we think. So when you are stressed, ó máa ń fa àìsàn sára. So we have to, ó lè jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ fún àwọn tó wà ní medical line, but for my own level, there are mainly two major types of stress. And the acute one, which this one is just is for a short period of time. Àsìkò tí kinní yẹn ṣẹlẹ̀ yẹn náà ni ó wá tá dẹ̀ mú ẹlẹ́mìí gan. Then it goes. The situation yẹn bá ti kọjá. But then we have a chronic one, chronic stress. This is the one that is there for a prolonged period of time. This is the one that wà lálàáfíà díẹ̀ á tún padà wá. And when this is sustained for a considerable period of time, òun ló máa ń lead sí gbogbo àwọn àìsàn bí high blood pressure, òun ló máa lead sí bí heart problem, òun ló máa lead sí bí stroke, òun ló máa lead sí depression òun ló máa lead sí kéèyàn máa gbá lórí mental problem. So stress is not a mental problem, but ó máa ń lead sí mental problem. So when stress is prolonged, then you can slip into depression, and from there, orí àtàpà ò nìyẹn. Also, prolonged stress can, lead people to, pick up habits that can become addiction. So, ẹlòmíà ní torí òun fẹ́ distress, ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí mọtí, á bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí mú títí tó máa di alcoholic, á mú títí tí liver á fi bàjẹ́. Ẹ ti rí ibi tó ti wá bẹ́yẹn. So, alcoholism is stress induced. Ká ló kọ́bù stress yẹn kò ní di alcoholic. Ẹlòmíì drug ló máa turn to. Either á bẹ̀rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú cannabis, á wá something stronger, wọ́n máa introduce ẹ̀ sí Colorado. Gbogbo àwọn fẹnujá, gbẹnusí, gbogbo ẹ̀ mọ́ra wọn bẹ́ẹ̀ á bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí máa lò wọ́n. Tá fi wọ cocaine, tá fi wọ crack, and stuff like that. Before you know it, ó ti lọ far, ó ti rìn jìnnà, and can't, ó máa need rehab láti lè pé padà wá. Right. Mo kí yín evangelist, my brother, Taiwo Obatosin. Thank you for connecting tonight. Shoops! Ó tójọ́ mẹ́ta fà. Good to have you back on the show. Mr. Smash the Button. Ìyàwó àtọmọ ńkọ́. I love you, bro. I love you. Comrade Festus, I greet you, my brother. I want to read YouTube here. Good to have you on the show. Thank you very much for connecting. Mommy Mokinyo and Naboli Ekaleo, I want to know why on YouTube. Thank you for joining me tonight. It's a pleasure to have you. Right, so mo sáré wá sórí comment section kí n wò báyà àwọn nǹkan wà níbẹ̀ tí mo lè pick up ni, but àwọn tó dé ni mo kàn kí. So that's it. Let me get back to my talk. So now, usually, gbogbo tí mo kà lẹ́sìn, I'm sure people would think everything associated with stress is it has to come from, bad event. It has to come from negative event. It has to come from, something terrible that you're going through. But that's not true, because there are certain kind of stress that we experience from happy events. So, for example, we get stressed when we have certain event or celebration that we are planning for. So you have a wedding ceremony. It involves a lot of planning for the day to be a success. There are so many things that needs to be put in place. There are so many people that you will need to hire to work for you, and to make them not fail you, you have to constantly be on their back. You have to constantly run around yourself. You can't just hands off and think they will deliver. I mean, you're crazy gan. Àti rí àwọn caterer tó jẹ́ pé ọjọ́ wedding ni ó ṣe ń béèrè pé ẹjọ́ date wo lẹ́lẹ́ máa ṣe kinní yẹn náà láàárọ̀ ọjọ́ ìnáwó. tó yẹ kó ti máa lóòdù kúlà sínú bus tó máa gbé wá sí venue. Ọjọ́ yẹn ló ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ń béèrè pé mọ́mì mo ní kí n béèrè ṣé ọjọ́ wo lẹ pé kinní yẹn ná. Ṣé ẹ mọ̀ pé ẹni tó bá bi nírú ìbéèrè yẹn tí ò bá ń ṣe ẹni tó strong, ó máa ní stroke straight away. Ó máa ní cardiac arrest ni straight away. So, but that stress is not from, a negative situation. It's not from a point of hardship or whatever. It's associated with, a happy event. So, you have people who are stressed because they need to put up a show or a performance or do a speech or deliver a lecture. They are stressed because they're talking to, an audience that they don't know. They don't know how they will perform, even though they know what they want to talk about, but there's this kind of feeling of how will it go? Like at some point they start to doubt themselves if what they want to go and say there is it's meaningful, or they're just terrified of some are terrified of just facing the crowd. And that's why artists are trained on how to face the crowd. I went through such a training, as a performing artist, to be able to stand on a stage with thousands of audience in the hall, and only on the sapa lori, you will still deliver your lines and stuff like that. So people who act on stage, not a only movie where they cut and say action again, and stuff like that. No, I want to just where they have to get on the stage and act. So around yẹn go easy. You don't know the kind of pressure won't feel. They are stressed, but they have to, they have to manage it some way to be able to perform. People have paid to come and see you. Your name, your face is on the poster everywhere. You're a star. But it comes at a price. So people like this are constantly stressed because they need to deliver. They need to deliver. They have shows lined up for them. And they need to deliver because their mistakes are not forgiven. Their mistakes are not forgotten. And that will affect their next show. People might decide not to turn up. So it's a lot of stress. You have people who are in sport. They're constantly stressed because there's a prize at stake. The whole world is watching them. It's a make or break situation for them. Every of their performance it determines what their future, what their career will look like. Every of their performance shapes their career in some form of way. They are constantly under stress, immense stress. Also, you have people who are stressed because they have an interview. So you've been chasing this job, eventually you got an interview. You will be stressed out because one, you're facing so-called expert, and You have to, they ask you questions, you have to answer. You don't know what question they will ask you, and things like that. There's pressure. Also, you're feeling that stress from the perspective of, no, this must not go. I must not miss this chance. I must get this. I must get this. I must get this. So you're under immense stress to succeed. So these are stress that comes from happy events. Also, you have people who are stressed because they are resuming at their new place of work for the first time. So, first time at work with the new um, staff, new team, in a new environment. Perhaps you're not even, you know, just a low level staff. You might be at the managerial level. You might be leading a team and stuff like that. So it's a tough um, it's a tough one because all eyes will be on you first day. What is it going to say? What is it going to do? How is it going to perform? And first impression matters a lot. So you are stressed because um, you don't know how it will all go. But all these things are from happy event. You see. Now let's go to the ones where most of us are used to, and that is um, I don't know what to call it, the bad kind of stress. Yes, if you permit me to say that. And this is how I want to approach it. This kind of stress comes from what life throws at us every single day. So every day we would find ourselves in situations where we have to make decisions. Every time we have to make decisions and choices, deal with other people, deal with situations, we would be stressed. We will be stressed because all these things will reveal to us that you know you don't really have the full grasp of things. Certain things are outside your control. It reveals your um, weakness sometimes. It reveals your, or it exposes your um oh kilo òyìnbó ìbá ó ti sápá mi lórí. When it exposes your shortcomings. So all these things will put you under immense stress. And then you see yourself such that wàyé ń wò mí ṣé mi ti fuck up by. So every single day we go through situations that would make us to be under stress. Yes, ẹ ṣé ẹ̀gbọ́n, vulnerability, you know, vulnerability. Yes. So I'll go through a list of this stress and gbogbo yẹn lè máa mú tiyín bẹ̀. Ó pọ̀ gan, you know. So but gbogbo ẹ̀ mo fẹ́ gbé sábẹ́ life because abẹ́ ayé yìí gbogbo ẹ̀ wà. A lè wá yọ síra wọn but gbogbo ẹ̀ wà lábẹ́ tí èèyàn ìkọ̀ọ̀kan ni wá ń là kọjá nínú ayé yìí ni. So let's start from what is personal to us. So some people are going to stress that has to do with relationship. The person they are married to is a pain in the ass for them. And every single day of their life, nǹkan kan á ṣà wà tó jẹ́ wípé kò fi wọ́n lọ́kàn balẹ̀. We have people whose let's still look at it within the marriage and relationship confines, tó jẹ́ pé àwọn ni wọ́n ń dá gbé, àwọn ni wọ́n ń dá fà. So they have a partner that is absent. So ọrùn wọn ni ìtọ́jú ilé wà, ọrùn wọn ni ìtọ́jú ọmọ wà. Yet wọ́n á ṣiṣẹ́, yet wọ́n ní other issues tó ń deal pẹ̀lú. They will be stressed out. They will be stressed out. Some still within the family are going through abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse, verbal abuse, financial abuse. Some are constantly living under the threat of someone else. Some are constantly in fear of losing their lives. They will be stressed out. We have people who are being stressed because their children are wayward. They're stressing the hell out of them. Tó bá gba kọ́ọ̀lù báyìí, ẹ gbọ́n pé wọ́n tún ti mú Túnjí o. A gba kọ́ọ̀lù báyìí, ọmọ yín wà ní junction, wọ́n ń jà o. Wọ́n ti fọ́yàn kan lórí o. This is where their own stress is coming from. Now let's expand it a bit. Actually, one family, but let's take it away from the nuclear now and go a bit extended. We have some people whose source of stress is from the extended family. Their parents are stressing the life out of them by maybe too much intrusion into their personal life, or trying to live their life as an extension of theirs. Ẹlòmíì, àwọn siblings here ló stress out because they're placing too much demand on the person. Ẹrù tó ń gbé ti pọ̀ jù. Ó ń fara ní. So we have people who are stressed because maybe they have a family member who is sick, or a terminal illness, lẹ́ni. Watching the person, get progressively worse in their health can be devastating. So, on tọ́jú àwọn alààyè, on tọ́jú semi-dead, ìwọ gan náà ò ní gbádùn ara ẹ̀. It's a really, really tough time to go through. We have people who are stressed because they are going through maybe separation or divorce, or wọ́n ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ go through it tán, but the effect of it, they're still dealing with it. Ara stress yẹn náà ni. We have people who are dealing with stress that relate to finance. Either àwọn ò níṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ni o, or at some point wọ́n níṣẹ́ wọ́n lose iṣẹ́. So problem dé. How do I pay my bills? How do I keep my house? How do I, support my family? How do I support myself? They'll be stressed out. We have people who are stressed because tó ń là kọjá ń biṣẹ́, ó ń suggesting pé iṣẹ́ yìí lè bọ́ lọ́wọ́ wọn. Maybe you have a supervisor or a manager who just doesn't like you and constantly is on your back, and your work is under threat, and you know that iṣẹ́ yẹn bá bọ́, ìyà máa jẹ gan o. We have people who are stressed because still under finance, wọ́n gbé ẹrù tó wọ́n ń ṣe jura wọn lọ. Let me put it that way. They're biting more than they can chew. Wọ́n gbélé tí owó wọn ò ká, wọ́n gun ọkọ̀ tówó wọn ò ká, wọ́n rán ọmọ lọ school tówó wọn ò ká. They're living life that is beyond their means. Such people will constantly be under stress. We have people who are holding on to, maybe a business that, they can't tell them the truth that, look, this business model is bad. This business won't survive. I have to just close it and start afresh. But they're holding on to it and, keep hoping that they should do more and they can revive it and stuff. And they keep pumping money into it. Ó dẹ̀ gbówó wọn mì, ó ti di bottomless pit. But they are more concerned about kí làwọn èèyàn máa sọ pé wọ́n máa ti gbà, wọ́n máa ti kó gbálẹ̀. So because of that, it's like they are flogging a dead horse. They're constantly under stress because nǹkan kan ò ní tibẹ̀ jáde. So, there are lots and loads and loads and loads and loads of situations that can, cause us stress. Àwọn ẹlòmíì, ìrònú ọjọ́ ọ̀la ni, àníyàn ọ̀la ló fẹ́ bà tiwọn jẹ́. They think too much into the future. They worry so much about the unknown. Wọ́n fi ẹ̀rù ọ̀la fi ba ìgbádùn òní jẹ́ mọ́ra wọn lọ́wọ́. Live tomorrow. Jẹ́ kí ọ̀la ṣàníyàn ara ẹ̀. Búburú òní ó ti tó. Deal with the evil of today. And when tomorrow comes, if you are able to conquer today, that will give you enough energy and strength and confidence to face tomorrow. Win today first. Some people are thinking so much into their future. that they can't even live today. Wọ́n ti bà ìgbádùn òní jẹ́ nítorí èrò àti ẹ̀rù 15-20 years. Ìwọ tó mọ̀ ọ̀la, ìwọ tó mọ̀ the next minute, wá ló ń plan 15-20 years sílẹ̀. And oftentimes, the way we think about the future, we associate negativity to it. And that's what causes us stress. Because by wiring, by default, we are not optimistic. We're pessimistic in nature. We think the worst when we want to think. We think the worst. We think of what we fear most. Many of us don't look into the future with hope, with confidence. We look around and we pick people who have failed, people who are going through difficulties at examples of tó bàbá tèmi náà bàbá dé stage yẹn báyìí bá máa ṣe wá ṣayé mi. And that fear of years to come is paralyzing you for today. A máa bí ẹni pé kí ló ń ṣe ẹ́? Àṣé gbogbo nǹkan wà dáadáa fún yín, ẹ níṣẹ́, ẹ níyàwó, ẹ lọ́mọ, ẹ ní ọkọ, gbogbo nǹkan kan bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n máa pé kí ló ń mẹ́ni tí ò tí náà ò tún dùn náà. Because o ti fẹ́ fi àníyàn ọ̀la, o ti fẹ́ fi para ẹ̀. O ti fẹ́ fi àníyàn ọ̀la, o ti fẹ́ fi para ẹ̀. So, I can't honestly exhaust the list of, causes of stress. And there are people I've met. Somehow, from hi, hello, how you doing? They pour out their heart. Ẹlòmíì nǹkan tí màá kàn rí ni wípé the way tó ṣe tó ayé ẹ̀ òun ló ń fún stress. Òun gbé kàfàṣà, ó fi ọmọ ẹ̀ sí school ní Kútúwéǹjì. Ìwọ náà ń ṣiṣẹ́ ní Kòtàngórà. Èmi á bọ̀. Èmi ẹ̀ máa bọ̀. Into setting yẹn ò lè jẹ́ onísinmi. You constantly be under stress. Every day of your life that you need to make such commute, you will be stressed out. So mo ṣe sọ pé the main causes of our stress are things that we have to deal with day to day. There are decisions and choices that we have to make day to day. Ṣùgbọ́n àìfi ara balẹ̀ make it. Because oftentimes, when we see that situation, we quickly look around and say, we panic. Either we see people who have attempted it and failed. Either we concentrate on the limited resources that we have. Either that situation touches or exposes our vulnerability, and we panic in that moment and we think this thing is not within our control, and then stress sets in. Sometimes there are situations that we didn't create we didn't create a space for that they would happen. So like I said, we must have this understanding that anything can happen. So you must sort of prepare yourself for certain eventualities, because there are certainties of life. You will lose somebody. There are certainties of life. You must not shy away from it. You must sort of prepare yourself for when things like this happen. How do I handle it? Because when it happens, with you having no, sort of preparation, your mind is, You think such that like will happen. So when they happen, you can't handle it. You have not provided any sort of soft landing for yourself. So big hit, Lumani, which sometimes people don't recover from. Àti ráwọn tó lose partner wọn tó jẹ́ pé kò pẹ́ lẹ́yìn ẹ̀ táwọn náà kú. Àti ráwọn tó lose àwọn parents wọn tó jẹ́ pé kò pẹ́ lẹ́yìn ẹ̀ rábàbà ló ń ṣe kiri ilé ayé. Because they never prepared their mind that things like this will happen. They live in sort of a la la land, or they live in a sort of, they have that fanciful, idea in their head that things like this won't happen, forgetting that they are part of life. And at some point in time, you must put this thing into consideration and create an allowance for them. Prepare your mind, prepare yourself that things like this will happen. So when they do happen, of course, you feel it, you feel the heat, but then you can bounce back. So let's look at how to treat stress. The treatment to work for stress is medically, well, I can't say for certainty, but it take me money pay. This is it's not a physical thing you're dealing with. It's something that has to do with the mind. So it's a battle of the mind. It's a sickness of the mind. Not sickness in terms of sickness really, but that's how I want you to view it or picture it. So physical sickness máa ń lo oògùn, wọ́n máa ń ní nǹkan tó lè lò sí i, míì wọ́n lè gé, míì wọ́n lè heal ẹ̀, míì wọ́n lè bandage and things like that. But when it comes to the mind, kò sóògùn. So medically, options that you have is maybe tó o bá ti manage ẹ̀ nígbà tó yẹ kó manage ẹ̀ tó ti wá bọ́ sí sort of bí depression tó ti ń ní kán lórí, then wọ́n á bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí máa fún ẹ ní àwọn bí antidepressant, wọ́n á bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí máa fún ẹ ní àwọn nǹkan tó máa knock ẹ off. Wọ́n á dẹ̀ ti ń lo àwọn nǹkan yẹn, ó ti ń lọ díẹ̀díẹ̀ nìyẹn, ó ti ń dágbére nìyẹn, so but kó tó dé stage yẹn, options tó tún ní medically is to maybe speak to an expert, speak to a psychiatrist, wọ́n á bá ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ and wọ́n máa give you a sort of a plan, treatment plan. Some other people join maybe a group, a support group. They join a class where people who are going through such situation also meet every Thursday and stuff. And one sorrow, it could be just talking therapy. Just come and talk yourself. There's a therapy group where all they do is just come around and cry. Kìdẹ̀ ń ṣọ̀fẹ́, wọ́n sanwó sunkún ni. They pay for the session, 30-minute session, iye tó ń san, 1-minute session, iye tó ń san, and they just come together in that venue and they just cry. They cry. But from my own experience, if I can visit a psychiatrist or a counselor and with the understanding that these people they're not shrink, they're not wedge, my BM question were down on. So if I could sit in front of them and be able to talk so ó ṣòun pé mo mọ nǹkan tó ń ṣe mí. So tí bá mọ nǹkan tó ń ṣe mí yẹn, why can't I just identify them? Once I can identify them, either give a name to it or give a description of it, then only solution. Only solution. So ìyẹn ló made me lean more towards managing stress rather than say treating stress. So first and foremost, you have to identify the source of your stress or sources of your stress. Gbogbo tá a ti list látàárọ̀ yẹn, they are causes of stress. So èwo nínú ẹ̀ ní tiẹ̀, níbo ló ti ń wá? Kí ni nǹkan tó ń fà á? It's when you find this that you can now take steps to deal with that particular one. Now, some are easy to deal with and some are really tough. The ones that are really easy to deal with, maybe family don't cause any stress in it. The solution is simple. Trying to talk to them, reason to them, make them see your point and all those things, would not solve it. You're prolonging your stress. To deal with it, you have to create a space between you and them. Build a wall between you and them. Cut them off. Or talk to them or be in contact with them less than you used to. Or whenever you're in contact with them and they want to, either lead you to the discussion that ó máa ń dá wàhálà lẹ̀, àbí wọ́n fẹ́ raise ẹ̀, then let the conversation end at that time. So ìwọ ló máa mọ stage wo ló wà láàrin gbogbo nǹkan tí mo sọ ẹ̀ pẹ̀lú family. Bá jẹ́ àwọn weakest stubborn one ni, you just have to, separate yourself from them, cut them off. Wá jẹ́ pé àwọn tó ṣì lè reason pẹ̀lú ni, but tó jẹ́ pé ẹ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan ló máa ń drift wọ níbi tí ẹ̀kan drift wọ. Tó bá ti fẹ́ drift wọ bẹ̀, tó ti fẹ́ yíwọ́ wọ bẹ̀, yíwọ́ wọn padà síta, kò dẹ̀ end ẹ̀ lójú ẹsẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀. You can't really control them. You can't. You can't control their behavior. So, ìwọ ni kó focus lórí ara ẹ̀. Build a sort of boundary around yourself. Let them understand lines that they are not permitted to cross. You have to be very assertive in clear terms what you would tolerate from them and what you would not, because you need to protect your sanity. Let's say you're having stress from, managing your home. Wàhálà àwọn ọmọ, iṣẹ́ gbogbo ẹ̀ mọ́ra wọn and everything like that. Sit down and look at it. How can I bring everything closer? Ibi mò ń gbé. Ọ̀hún lọ́hùn yẹn làwọn ẹ̀ ti ń lọ school. Ṣé ò sí school ládùúgbò yìí ni? Tí school wọn bá súnmọ́ mi, that will reduce my stress. Tíṣẹ́ ibi tí mo ti ń ṣiṣẹ́ bá súnmọ́ mi, that will reduce my stress. Some things are not worth it, no matter the money tó ń fún ẹ. Tó bá tówó tó jẹ́ pé owó tó máa pa máa gbà láfíà ẹ lọ, so what's the point of it? Iṣẹ́ tó ṣe jẹ́ pé ojoojúmọ́ tó bá ti kọ́kọ́ lajú sáyé báyìí wàá kọ́kọ́ pòṣé ni. What is the point of it? Yeah, I get it. You have to pay your bills and stuff like that. So I'm not asking you to just wake up and resign. You must first of all tell yourself, okay, this thing is causing me stress, but I still need the job to be able to, sort out myself. So what I want to do now is I want to set a plan where I'll be looking for another job, but I'm still attending this one. When you can tell your mind that, your stress level will come down. Stress don't cause you low, but now you have a coping mechanism because you've told yourself that you are working on a better option. So every day you wake up, your focus is not on the job that is causing you stress. Your focus is on the hope of the better option that you are working for. So every day, wàá rí bíi pé mò ń súnmọ́ ibi tí mo fẹ́ lọ. And you detach yourself from stress yẹn fún ẹ and keep your focus, your hope on the better option that you want. So as you're applying for jobs, that you're interviewing, attending interviews, as you're telling people that want come by and things like that, as you're looking for other options, you put all your energy in that rather than letting the stress from that one drain you completely. And once that one bá ti work, you just make the switch. But not doing anything and constantly just complaining, no. Stress level ẹ máa ga sí ni. Ó máa ga sí tó bá yá wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí kanra mi iṣẹ́ wọn á sọ fún ẹ pé o ní nasty attitude. Wọ́n máa kọ bad report fún ẹ. Tó bá yá wọ́n lè sack ẹ gan because you will not be putting your heart and effort into that work anymore. So at the end of the day, iṣẹ́ yẹn ó pàpà gbẹ̀mí ẹ̀, ó pàpà borí ẹ̀ ni. Owó kò tún sí. So stress yẹn tún ti wá di méjì nsìn. Kò síṣẹ́ kò sówó. Iṣẹ́ wà tẹ́lẹ̀, owó wà. Iṣẹ́ ló kàn cause stress, but nísìnyí kò síṣẹ́ kò tún sówó. Bùkátà dẹ̀ yapa. So you have to put effort into finding solutions and let that draw strength from that you are working on a way out, and don't focus on the one that is stressing. You must do something about what the cause of your stress is. So you have you're carrying a financial burden that is weighing you out. You have to sit down and look at your outgoings and your incoming. What can I cut off? How do I reduce what is going out? How do I increase what is coming in? Wo time tó kù, wo àwọn nǹkan tó lè ṣe tó lè fi mú nǹkan kan wọlé fún ẹ passively. Wo àwọn nǹkan tó jẹ́ pé iná àgbàná ni, iná àpá ni, iná whatever ni, yọ wọ́n kúrò. Gbogbo àwọn ọmọ mọ̀lẹ́bí tó ń sanwó school wọn, tó ń rán lọ síbí, rán lọ sọ́hùn, tó ń ṣe gbogbo nǹkan kan mẹ́rin, yọ láti pè wọ́n jọ pé ẹ wá o, ẹ jọ mi ò ní lè ṣe báyìí mọ́ for some time because tó bá fúyẹ́ sọ pé o fúyẹ́, tó bá wúwo sọ pé o wúwo, má máa fìtìjú kárùn. You can't give what you don't have. In tó bá lágbára òun ni kó máa ṣe, dẹ̀ máa la inú ẹ kó máa jẹ́ káwọn èèyàn mọ̀. Don't let people just assume that ọdún báyìí ló ti wà lọ́rùn yẹn, ó yẹ kó ti níye báyìí. Kán máa torí yẹn máa fi wọn bùkátà fún ẹ. Ìwọ náà dẹ̀rẹ̀ ò fẹ́ kán sọ wípé o kàn wà lájò látọjọ́ orí nǹkan kan ṣe, so wàá máa absorb gbogbo ẹ̀. Ẹ̀mí ẹ̀ dẹ̀ fẹ́ pin. You have family members that wọ́n ti dàgbà náà mọ́ ẹ lọ́wọ́ because gbogbo nǹkan tó ń ṣe fún wọn kò yọ, wọ́n kàn ń sanwó ẹnu ni. Wọ́n á pè àwọn fẹ́ ṣe lè, wàá kówó fún wọn, wọn ò ní yọrí ẹ̀, kò sálọ kò sábọ̀. Wọ́n á tún padà wá again kinní kan, wọ́n á dẹ̀ máa lo emotional blackmail fún ẹ má jẹ́ kó kun ọmọ ìyá já o, ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ máa wò mìíràn kí ìyá máa jẹ mí ni. You have to block your ears to those things and let people, realize what life is all about. You fought life and took your chances, took the opportunities. Ló ṣe di ẹni tí wọ́n ń so mọ́ yẹn. They have to do the same. In actual fact, carrying their burden for them, you are destroying them. Ó kàn rò wípé òun ṣe wọ́n lóore ni. If you have not listened to the show where we discussed being kind versus being nice, I will advise you to take your time to go and listen to that show. Many of us are only nice. We are not kind. And in life, don't be nice, be kind. Èèyàn bí àwọn èèyàn tó máa ń jẹ́ nice. If you are a people pleaser, if you do things because of what people will say, what they will think, and everything like that, you'll constantly be stressed because you'll not be living your life. You'll constantly be stressed because you will not be living your life. Àwọn tó difficult to handle. Say sickness, long-term illness, deteriorating health condition, aging, kan tó lè ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀ ò lè ṣe mọ́, separation, divorce, all these things, you have to come to terms with them as part of life. These are things that you do not have control over. And things that you don't have control over, you don't stress over them. Because they are bound to happen at their due time. So you have to come into acceptance with these things. Just change your mindset. Adapt. Ó ti dé náà nìyẹn o. A lè move bí ti tẹ́lẹ̀ mọ́ o. And just switch into, stage tí life ò fi ẹ́ sí yẹn. I've met, a lady with stroke. Tell me if I'm pity, but from our conversation, she's not accepting pity. As a matter of fact, she told me that she was completely paralyzed. She could only lift one finger, I think the right index finger, gbogbo part of her body. But because of her not giving up mindset, not accepting defeat, now she's regained full control of a whole side. Ọjọ́ mo rí gan nail shop ló ń lọ, ó tún lọ tọ́ ìkànnà. I would not be shocked if Tiniwa bá pàdé again tí mo rí pé ó ti regain complete functioning of our body. And that's why I put in the caption, stress is not about what happens to us. It is how we react to what happens. How do you handle what life throws at you? Another thing you have to learn how to do is to protect your mind. Our mind is the most fertile soil that I know. Ohunkóhun tẹ́ bá gbìn sórí ẹ̀, ó máa hù. Good or bad. negative or positive. So you must guard it and ensure pé àwọn nǹkan tá máa dà ẹ́ lọ́kàn rú á gbìn sínú ẹ̀. Things you hear, things they suggest to you, things you see, where you associate. All these things have great impact on things you will face. But when you are so conscious of things that you allow to come into your mind, then you are in charge. When you are in charge, you can handle situations. When you are in charge, your mind is focused. You can reason quickly, you can reason far. You can make well-informed decisions when you are in charge of your mind. So you must have a way that you have to build a barrier around yourself. And what will the barrier do? It will naturally bar certain things from coming within your vicinity. So, in my own case, when I was trying to, redesign my life and all that, I asked myself, kí ni àwọn nǹkan tó matter sí mi? And I came up with two main things. I want to own my time and I hate stress. So, bó ṣe jẹ́ méjì yẹn, ó broad. So, this is two sides of me. So, the side of me that wants to own my time and the side that, don't like that order that somebody is placing on me. I want to be in charge to decide how my day will run. I want to be the one that dictates how I use my life. Who I speak to when I speak to them, who I see when I see them. I want to be in control. I want to do things as they come to me. I'm spontaneous. I don't want restriction. I don't want anything tying me down. And then the second aspect of me is the one that wants a bit of order. I don't want situation pulling me here and there. I want control. I want to be on top of situation. Because when situation pulls me here and there, I'll be stressed out. So I don't entertain drama. So téèyàn bá ti fẹ́ wá, quickly mo máa ń screen ẹni yẹn. This person coming into my life, kí ni nǹkan tó ń bọ̀ wá ṣe? Because people come into your life only for two reasons: to add value to you or to stress you out. Ìkànnì méjì yẹn wọn ò wá ṣe nǹkan kan mọ́. So ó ń láti tètè gauge ṣé value lẹni ìgbébọ̀ àbí stress. Bá ti jẹ́ stress ni, miss me. Máa fẹ́ sí ẹ. Ọ̀tọ̀ bá máa add mọ́ mi. Come, let's play. So, mo wá fi nǹkan méjì mo fi build like the gateway system of my life. So they filter my decision, they filter my choices. I weigh it. Is this thing gonna take my time? Okay, if I commit my time to it, what value is it returning to me? 0. Igbo. Is this thing gonna stress me out? Okay, how what is the stress? Igbo. So èmi ò wá ń dúró kí stress build up kí n tó máa treat or kí n tó máa manage ẹ̀. Mo wá ń stop stress from the source. Kó tó build up, mo ń stop ẹ̀. So wọn lọ fẹjọ́ mi sùn èèyàn kan, wọn kàn pè mí kán bá mi sọ̀rọ̀. Ẹni ẹ pè from nowhere, hello, òun lágbájá kan, kíní kan sọ pé kíní kan bẹ́ẹ̀. Mo dákẹ́ rè. Hello, ṣé wà ńbẹ̀? Yes, mo wà ńbẹ̀ o. Mo ń gbọ́ yín sir. Ọ̀tọ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ tán, kí lẹ rí sọ sí? Mo ní mi ò rí nǹkan kan sọ sí sir. Ó dàbọ̀ sir. Bye bye. Wọn ò ní pè mí mọ́ láyé. Mo ti paná ẹ̀ pátápátá. Ọ̀rọ̀ jágbajàgba ò kí ń bá kúnlé. So you must learn how to kill stress from the source. You don't even let it build up. So you must identify where this situation is leading to and quickly, arrest it. Intẹ́ni ń gbé bọ̀ tó fẹ́ kí n ṣe yìí, ṣé pá mi ka? Tó bá ti gbà tètè ṣàlàyé. Má sọ pé okay, a máa wo nǹkan tá a máa ṣe sí, Ọlọ́run á ràn wá lọ́wọ́. Wọ́n á fi kọ́ọ̀lù ba ayé ẹ jẹ́ torí o ti commit ara ẹ̀. But tó o bá lè, ẹrù tó lè gbà ẹ jọ̀ọ́ mo yọ̀ǹda o. Wọn ò ní ní ẹ lára mọ́, ayé ẹ simple, o dẹ̀ ń bá tiẹ̀ lọ. Bó bá ṣe wù ẹ́ kí wọ́n perceive ẹ, bó bá ṣe wù wọ́n kí wọ́n tán bá rí kán sọ ń pa ẹ̀. O ti yọ wàhálà kúrò lọ́rùn ara ẹ̀. Ọmọ kan ló máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ kinní kan bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣé kankan ní kó fi ẹ́ lára balẹ̀ kó kọ́kọ́ yẹ schedule ẹ̀ wò. Do you have the time that you can commit to that? Àbí ó máa sọ ẹ́ di jálajàla? Kò lè work. Okay, ọmọ má bínú, kinní ẹ̀ ò lè work now. Fún mi time tí n bá ti rí àyè, a máa yọ síra wọn. Kò jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Because ẹ̀mí kan ló wà. Tó bá dẹ̀ ti já, kò ṣeé so o. Tó bá ti já, kò ṣeé so. You have to learn how to be kind to yourself. You have to learn how to be kind to yourself. How can you be kind to yourself? When you put yourself first in every situation. It's not selfishness. It is just you looking after your own interest. Because others won't. Others too will be looking out for their own interest. That's how life works. Tó bá ṣọ́rí olórí, àwòdì á gbé tiẹ̀ lọ. So you have to look out for your interest. That is being kind to yourself. So in everything, you balance it. I'm not saying don't put other people into consideration, but don't lose yourself while you are putting other people into consideration. Don't think that you don't deserve some kind of, good or rest or joy or whatever. No. Má pọ́nra ẹ lójú torí o fẹ́ múnú àwọn kan dùn. O láti múnú ìwọ náà dùn. Tó bá ti múnú ara ẹ dùn, ẹlẹ́dàá ẹ ló máa cause stress yẹn because o ń pọ́n lójú. Find time to relax. When situations are becoming too clumsy and whatever thing, step back. Wá ti ń pé storm yẹn ti fẹ́ máa gather. Má risk ẹ̀, má torí bọ̀, ó lè gbé ẹ lọ, ó lè dà ẹ́ nù, ó lè pa ẹ́. Step back. Ẹ̀kejì yẹn jẹ́ kó jà. Tó bá ti clear, tó ti di normal atẹ́gùn padà, o lè tún wọ̀ padà. Take time off to distress, to relax. Leave the situation. Take yourself out of it. Do other things that takes your mind away from those things that you are dealing with. Ẹ máa ráwọn òyìnbó ń gbà míì, ẹ máa rí pé wọ́n á kàn rìn wọnú àwọn igbó lọ bí wood bí everything like that. They are in the midst of nature. A máa ń wò ó pé sórí wọn burú ni, orí wọn ò burú o. Those things have a way of relieving stress. Wọ́n á bọ́ bàtà, ẹsẹ̀ wọn á máa tọ́ọ̀chì earth. Gbogbo tó yí wọn ká igi ni. Pure nature, undiluted. They just walk. No phone, they just disconnect. At that moment, they're not thinking anything. They just want to relieve all the pressure. Bí pé èèyàn jó bọ́ọ̀ ni, gbogbo atẹ́gùn inú ẹ̀ wá jáde. It helps. Tó bá dé pé situation ti fẹ́ get crazy. Just disconnect. Don't stay there and be máa bá wọn fa wàhálà pé kìnnì kan mo tán. Kò kàn dákẹ́ ń gbà mí. I do it a lot. Just keep quiet and just remove yourself from the situation. Don't say nothing. The more you say, the more the storm gathers, the more everything gets messy, the more stressed you become. No. Oh, need the kan yọra ẹ kúrò situation and let it calm down. Tó bá tiẹ̀ máa padà tún wá approach ẹ again. Temperament mi lẹ máa fi approach ẹ. Not bó ṣe ń gbóná tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ yẹn. Then try to sleep. Èmi tí mò ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ náà. I need to learn how to sleep. Try and get physically active. Walk, exercise, just má kàn kọra ẹ̀ sójú kan. Gbéra. Ìdá tá a dá wa nìyẹn. Ká lọ kábọ̀. Kíní ẹ ní bí ó ṣe ń ran health wa lọ́wọ́. Jẹun. Mú nǹkan. Tọ́jú ẹ̀mí ẹ̀. Owó tó kó pamọ́ tó fi tọ́jú ara ẹ̀ yìí, tó bá ti dákẹ́ inú ẹ̀ wọ́n á ti mú. Gbogbo ohun tó jẹ yẹn, gbogbo ohun tó mú yẹn, àwọn tó wá níbi òkú ẹ̀ ló máa jẹ ló máa mú. Tọ́jú ẹ̀mí ẹ̀ o. Ntípa ò bá ti gbé láìnú ẹ sọ wípé àìlè sọ̀rọ̀ ara àwọn kọ́ndímẹ́ǹtì tó fi ń sebẹ̀ orí ibú ni. Àìlè sọ̀rọ̀ ara àwọn èròjà tó máa fi ń sebẹ̀ orí ibú ni. So láìnú ẹ kó kọ nǹkan tó o bá fẹ́ rather tí wàá fi dákẹ́ tá wá di àìsàn sí ẹ lọ́kàn yẹn. Tí wàá kàn máa mí. Tó bá ti rẹ́ni yẹn inú á ru. Ó ń kú lọ. Abẹ́tà kó la inú ẹ kó sọ nǹkan tí ó ń ṣe ẹ́. So just to recap, find the triggers. What are these situations? Don't put them into that situation. Deal with it. Take time off when situations have become a bit murky. Look after yourself. If possible, try to stop this stress from source kó tó build up. Tètè arrest situation ẹ̀ ń bẹ̀, tètè paná ẹ̀ láti bẹ̀. Má jẹ́ kó bẹ̀rẹ̀ tán kó tó wá máa deal pẹ̀lú ẹ̀. The ones that you have no control over, just come into acceptance with them. Don't struggle, don't fight them, because má jẹ́ kán raise hope ẹ wípé báyà prayer àyànjú kinní kan, bóyá kinní kan á ṣe kinní kan. They raise your hope, they dash it, they raise your hope, they dash it, because those things won't change. There are situations beyond your control. When those ones happen, just come to terms with them and go through them. Because they're normal. They're bound to happen. You can't do nothing about it. And then for situation that arises from stress that arises from happy events. So you have, a function or a ceremony you're planning for, just plan early. Don't do anything in rush. Give yourself enough time. Start early. Have a list that you tick àti ṣẹlẹ̀, àti múlẹ̀ kúrò ńbẹ̀, and stuff like that. That would help you manage the situation. If you are going to rely on other people to do things for you, ensure that you have people that are competent, that are reliable. Research them. Take your time. Tó bá jẹ́ pé owó ló máa ná ẹ, it's better you pay that money. Ju ń pò ń wá àwọn cheap people lọ. Cheap will fuck you up. If where you have to spend money and get results. Don't be penny wise and pound foolish. If you have an interview, prepare well. If you need coaching, ask people to coach you, especially àwọn tó ti lárùn kan bẹ́ẹ̀ kọjá. Google ti wà ń tàn sìn, kò sí nǹkan tó fẹ́ lọ ṣe téèyàn kan ò tí ì ṣe rí. Go there and research it. Èèyàn kan ti kọ bo nǹkan ti lárí mọ́ before ẹ rí. Ó ti sọ gbogbo nǹkan tó lè happen bẹ́ẹ̀. Take their own experience as a learning curve to prepare for what you are going to face. When you are well prepared, you have a bit of confidence. Of course, there will still be nerves and all that. And then learn. Àwọn nǹkan téèyàn máa exhibit, signs téèyàn máa exhibit tó bá wà stress or nervous, tó jẹ́ pé ó lè work against you in your performance or whatever thing like that. Ká máa jẹ kánná, ká máa sweat, ká máa gbọ̀n, kí nǹkan máa jábọ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹni. Gbogbo nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn ń ṣàpẹẹrẹ wípé no, this person can't handle pressure. So you have to work on those things, control yourself, try to calm down. There are situations where I remember when I wanted to do my driving test, I was super stressed. Mo ń rìn kiri àdúgbò tí mo dá sọ̀rọ̀ bí wèrè ni. Guess what? I failed. Towards the end, tí mo ti ń ṣe everything dáadáa bọ̀ láti ilẹ̀. I just changed the lane at a point, and the instructor said, "Oh, you made the driver behind you change his mind," and he said that's a major fault. Stress. Nǹkan tá à ń stress lé lórí náà, nǹkan tá a mọ̀ ní, nǹkan tá a lè ṣe ní, ṣùgbọ́n a kàn ń bẹ̀rù. So try to calm down. Try to speak to yourself, talk to yourself, encourage yourself. I can do this, Àwọn tó máa fọ̀rọ̀ lọ pé mo fẹ́ ṣe nǹkan báyìí, let them be people that can fill you with confidence. Pick people carefully that you share your stuff with. Àwọn kan wà advice fún ọ báyìí, nítorí máa kọ́ sọ pé kí ni ẹ ló fẹ́ lọ ṣe? Mo rántí ijọ́ tí mo ṣe, mo fail ẹ̀ dandan ni. Ìgbà tí bíyì náà try ẹ̀, òun gan larí mọ́. within 2 minutes wọ́n ti ka èèyàn 15 tó ṣe tó fail. Wọ́n ti ba ayé ẹ̀ jẹ́, wọ́n ti weaken ẹ̀. When you have people like this around, never share your stuff with them. You have a business idea, you have something you've been working on and you're about to execute. Má gbé ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ bá irú àwọn èèyàn bẹ́ẹ̀. Torí tó máa tẹnu wọn jáde, tó máa defeat ẹ̀. Go and speak to people that can encourage you, people that will tell you, go for it. I believe in you, you can do it. Oh, smart now. Kí ló wà ń bẹ̀? Àwọn kìnìún kan tó ṣe kìnìún kan kọ́, ìwọ go strong àwọn yẹn lọ náà. Wọ́n á pump ẹ up, wọ́n á gas ẹ up gan. Wọ́n máa help ẹ, wọ́n á boost ẹ mentally. Àwọn yẹn ló yẹ kó súnmọ́ tó bá fẹ́ lọ ṣerú àwọn nǹkan báyìí. And tó máa sọ fún ẹ pé, oh, your 4 days at work. Yeah, it's fine. Just go there and be yourself. Dress well because, from the way you look, the way you smell, you can kill them all from there. Simple stuff like that. Oh, you smell well. Tó bá kọ́kọ́ gbọ́ yẹn náà, ó tẹ̀ tó kọ́kọ́ fún ẹ ní nice come. Oh, I like your pants. From there gan, ó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní confidence, ó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí, raise shoulder, ó ti ń settle ní environment. When we are performing, nǹkan tó kọ́ wa ní pé tó bá ti gorí stage, of course, ẹsẹ̀ á gbọ̀n, inú á ru, wàá rí èrò lọ tó lọ báyìí. Just smile. Look above their heads. Má wojú èèyàn kankan. Just look above their head. Má fix ojú ẹ particularly lórí èèyàn kan. Then start well. When you go to perform, the audience will only remember your start and your end. So start well. Tó bá ti bẹ̀rẹ̀, because àwọn náà wà anxious. Kí lẹni fẹ́ sọ, kí ló fẹ́ ṣe. Once your attack is good, and you see that they're a bit calm, then you see somebody's face, don't smile at you. Concentrate on that person. That's the person you'll be looking at. Because ìbẹ̀rù tí máa rí joy, ìbẹ̀rù tí máa rí energy. Àwọn tó fajúro tó ṣe bí ìwèrè yẹn, gbójú ẹ̀ kúrò ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn yẹn. Focus lórí ẹni tó jẹ́ pé ó ti connect pẹ̀lú ẹ̀. Draw your inspiration from there. Perhaps you make a mistake, don't make it obvious. Just keep going. Because wọ́n sì ní rìhásà ẹ, wọ́n mọ èyí tó fẹ́ ṣe, ọmọ nǹkan tó fẹ́ ṣe. So mistake yẹn gan lè sọ di embellishment. Tó máa rò pé bó ṣe yẹ kó bó ṣe fẹ́ perform ẹ̀ nìyẹn. But tó bá ti jẹ́ kí mistake yẹn show, tó bá ti ṣe mọ́ ẹ lọ́wọ́ àti ẹ ti ta. So just keep going. One or two lè get in pé that's a mistake there, but you picked yourself up. And then finish well. Nǹkan méjì tó máa rántí nìyẹn. Wọ́n ń sọ̀rọ̀ ohun tó ṣẹlẹ̀ láàrin. Ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ àtòpin ló máa rántí. That's what they go home with. The first impression and what you leave them with. If you have a series of performances you have to do in the night, make sure that what you are starting with and what you are ending with are your strongest. Ó lè rẹ̀ wọ́n láàrin, àwọn míì á jáde láàrin lọ mu tíì, lọ padà wá lọ ṣe nǹkan kan mẹ́rin, but the beginning and the end, you will always have people stay. So when you master your craft, when you pump yourself up with the right people around you, the right team and stuff like that, just calm your nerves and go there and do your best. Remember, ìwọ kan wà kọ́kọ́ fuck up, ìwọ kan wà kọ́kọ́ fail, àwọn kan ti ṣe kọjá, wọ́n dẹ̀ tún recover. So yours won't be the first and you won't be the last. So má jẹ́ kí stress pa ẹ́ before kó tó bẹ̀rẹ̀. Just go and do what you have to do. And if you fail, it's not the end of life. Take it as a learning curve. Learn from what you did wrong, pick yourself up, and do it again. But remember, everybody goes through stress. From sports people to I even want to read motivational speaker, I want to give you speech, want everything. They're stressed. Go and see them at the back room, go to worry stage. They are there prancing, the four corners of the room. Don't you want to see one low, one born, one do swag mirror, one year, one man missing, one man miss it, one man miss it. But about the stage, one shake the cabin, one start shake by. And then from their first attack like this, they love from there. They ride on that, and that's it. So that's all I have for you tonight. I've gone past my time, but thank you very much for waiting, for joining me. If this is not useful for you, it will be useful for somebody. What you learned, you can go out there and speak to somebody about it. Somebody that is stressed in their relationship. Somebody that is stressed at work. Somebody that is stressed with their finances and all that. All these things have way out. Once you identify what you're dealing with, if it's a relationship issue that is causing you stress, then you have to ask yourself, do you really need to be there? If you need to remove yourself temporarily, then do it. If you need to have conversation with the person, then sit them down and have conversation rather than avoiding them, hiding and doing all this thing. Situation you need law. Whatever stress you are facing, identify it and confront it. Don't hide behind alcohol and drugs and all these things, because they will lead you to another problem. And don't let your stress be sustained and become chronic, because might lead to depression. Depression like leads to mental problem, can lead to mayori mayipa patani, àbí o ma wa suicidal, àbí o ma ní heart attack, àbí o ma ní stroke. Try to arrest the situation early enough. Deal with it. Seek help if you need to. Talk to people if you need to. Find a support system for yourself if you need to. But never hide. Thank you very much for listening to me tonight. It's a pleasure to have you. And until next week, Friday, when we meet again, remain blessed and God bless you. Odaro.
Ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ tíbi tí ẹ ládàlẹ̀ ayé kò mà ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ká ṣe bí ẹni kú, káwọ́ ẹni tí ó ṣe dàrú ẹni. Ṣàṣà ènìyàn nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lẹ́yìn, tẹrú tọmọ nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lójú ẹni. Ọmọ aráyé abániwọ́rọ̀ pa òbí dániwọ́n. Ayé ò fẹ́ ní ìfọ̀rọ̀, orí ẹni ní pẹ́ kó yẹ ni. You gotta be strong cause the world is a battlefield. Òjò láyé ó gbé ní lọ, bá ò bá mọ̀ wẹ̀. Má ṣe làlà òtọ́ láì bá dé, stress of ìdákùn ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ilé ayé ogun ni ó gbọ̀gbọ́n. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà rẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ibi tí ẹ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò mà ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ṣẹ̀rántí a ò mẹ́rin ìjọba ẹ̀wẹ̀kú ẹ̀wẹ̀lẹ̀. Àwọn ọlọ́tẹ̀ ni wọ́n dìde wọn lájànà kó lè rínú gbọ́gbé. gotta be wise to survive and keep your sanity. Ọjà ọ̀dájú ní ilé ayé, o ní láti mọ̀ ọ́n rà. Àyàgbé ọ̀gẹ̀gẹ̀ tó bá ti lówó, ọ̀yàn òun ló wà lọ́jọ́ ogúndé. Ọwọ́ epo láyé ńlá, wọ́n kì í lá tẹ̀jẹ̀. Ara lámọ̀ á ò mọ́nú, ẹni ayé yẹ kó rọra ṣe. Ṣọ́ra, ṣọ́ra. Pọ́sọ̀ fura, pọ́sọ̀ ti jọ́ sí iná. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gba ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ o. Tíbi tirẹ̀ làgẹ́lẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Mo jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o. Ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́ o. Inú ẹni ṣàlámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gba ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tirẹ̀ làgẹ́lẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ilẹ̀kùn bá jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o. Ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́, inú ẹni ṣàlámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gba ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi ṣòwò tí a wà bẹ́lẹ̀ ayé, àgbà tó ti fi tó ọ̀la lòkù lọ́gbọ́n. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o. Ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́, inú ẹni ṣàlámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́